Alright, so this is Judah on day 6. I've already got him into a smaller pen and am rewarding him for being close to me. So I have a whip that has the tail tied up, and I'm desensitizing his body by rubbing it all over him. He's still not quite comfortable with me stepping too much into his space, so this is an extension of my arm, and so I can reach out and touch him. Alright, so I am heading towards that halter. I'm going to work that halter on his face some, so that I can actually clip the lead rope on, because I want to practice some of his leading. And he's pretty uncomfortable with me reaching out and grabbing him, but he handles it emotionally pretty well. So I'm just wiggling the halter. That halter that is on him is a breakaway halter, so if he were to scratch his face and get his foot caught, it would break off. Just so you know. Alright, so I'm going to go back to rubbing him again. Just trying to get him to relax. And I want him to actually come to me and step towards me. He does have a tendency to want to leave, which is his natural instinct. So I do have him by the halter, and I'm going to clip the lead rope on, and we're going to practice his leading. Alright, so I got him connected. We're going to open up the stall, and we're going to head out into the round pen. So he's a little uncomfortable passing by me there. So if you notice, I'm careful that the lead rope doesn't get tangled around my body, and I just let him have the space. One of the worst things that you can do is try to hold them still at this point, because he's just going to panic and throw all of his weight into it, and you will not be able to hold him. So Judah is following around the round pen pretty nicely behind me. I'm kind of ignoring him and just walking along. A couple times as we travel, he's gonna get stuck, and instead of trying to physically yank him along, I'm gonna put some pressure on the lead rope and let him step towards me to release the pressure. That's very good. He's nice and relaxed. So I'm coming back over to the pen, the catch pen, and I'm going to get my whip so that I can desensitize him out in the round pen. Alright, so now I've got my whip. We're going to go back out into the round pen, and I'm going to rub him all over with it. So I start at his head. When he stands still and tolerates that, then I'm going to move towards his neck, and then a little down his shoulder, down his leg, back to his neck, and on his leg again, on the inside of his legs. He's kind of uncomfortable with me heading back towards his back, so he turns. And so his mouth is working right now. He's licking and chewing. And so I rub his head again. Now I'm going to switch sides and rub his right side. And work down his legs. Of course, he's handling this really well, which is fantastic. It's very good. So I go back to rubbing his face again. And then I kind of ignore him and just walk off. So right there he gets stuck. So I take a step forward, put a little bit of pressure on him, and let him create the slack in the lead rope. So you see right there, when I went to lean in towards him, he actually leaned backwards. He's still not really comfortable when I step into his space. I'm probably about 10 feet from him. It's kind of hard to tell in the video, but I am pretty close to him, but he still has this boundary. And see, when I reach into it, he's still not quite comfortable with me being in that. So I grab the whip again and just remind him that my touch, or me touching him with something, is not going to hurt him. Alright, so he did really well with that, so we're going to head back into the catch pen. And we're going to take off his lead rope. Oh, well, he got stuck first. So I'm going to unlock him. There he goes. He's not too sure about going back in that small space. You can see I put pressure and I release pressure when he takes a step forward. Good. So I'm kind of doing a advance and retreat, showing him that I can lean in and out of his space and no harm is going to happen to him. So he was uncomfortable with me just bending over there. Plus, it's kind of a game that we've been playing to see if he really wants what's in my hand, because he has a tendency to kind of grab it and then leave. So I want him to stick around a little longer. Alright, so we get him closed in. I'm just going to mess with his head a little bit and mess with his halter. Jiggle it. Let him know I'm going to touch it. I'm going to reward him, which he's backing up, so I'm going to ask him to step back into my space again. And then he gets his reward. And then I'm going to unclip the lead rope, and he's done for the day. Little bit of baby steps every day. Poor guy. He flinched when I dropped the lead rope. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it.